Hello, I'm Ko Chen. Now I'd like to present about our project, Student Attendance and Performance Management System. Our project name is My ETO Data. This is our group member, which is Ko Yen, Daniel Lee, Gan Yume, and me, Ko Chen. Now I'd like to demo for our MySQL code. For this code, it will select the user ID and concatenate the first name and last name from the user, then name as the attribute as a full name. Then this attribute is select from user table. This is the table generated. Then for this will display the teacher ID and concatenate first name and last name from teacher ID as full name. Then this attribute are select from teacher table and join the user table. Then join on the user ID. Then this is a natural join and order by the teacher ID ascending. Then for this code, it will should display the parent ID concatenate the first name last name as full name attribute. This attribute are select from parent table, natural join on user table. Then we arrange the parent ID ascendingly. This is the table. Then for this code, it will display the student ID, concatenate first name and last name as full name. Then concatenates the street, city, postcode, state as the address. Then this attribute are select from student table, natural join on user table, that join on the user ID, then arrange in ascending but on the student ID. These are the table.
Hi, my name is Quentin. I'm going to talk about the next SQL, which is this one. The student will output the student name and also their parent names. So we select this SP, this is the alias for student parent, student ID. Then we concatenate with the user student first name, last name as the student name column name. Then we have the SP.parent ID. This is the student parent alias. Then we concatenate with the user parent first name, last name as the parent name column name. From the student parent SP, we use student parent because we want to use the parent of students. Then we join with the student S on S.student ID, SP.student ID. This means that we will now determine the students, which we are going to join with the user ID because the user has all the names of the students and parents. This is why we join with user. Then after that, we can determine the first name and last name of the user students. Then we join with the parent. This is also the same thing except that we are not using student ID but parent ID instead. Then after that, we join with the user. Then we determine the user ID. Then only then can we determine the first name and last name of user parents ordered by the SP.student ID. So I'm going to run the code. Here, as you can see, the student ID in ascending order as well. Show you how to list a number of the name of students and also their class names. So I'm going to run this query. As you can see, this is select S.student ID. This S is the alias of student relation. Then we concatenate the user first name and the last name as a student name column. Then we also output the class name as well. From the student S, then we join the user U on user ID equals to student.user ID. This will output determine the student name from the user relation. Then we join by the class C on C.class ID equals to S.class ID. This will determine the class name for the students. Then we order by C.class name and S.student ID. So if I run the code here, as you can see, we first determine from the class name ascending order first, so 5 account vote A, and then S. And then S.student ID, so 4, and then 5, and then signs here is 1, 2, and 3. For the next SQL I'm going to talk about is the count the total number of students in each class. So here the select C.class ID, C.class name to determine the class ID and name first. Then we concatenate the user first name and last name as the teacher name. We want to determine teacher name for each class. Then we count the student ID as total number of students in each class from the class C relation. Then we join with the class teacher on the CT dot class teacher ID equals to this class teacher ID. This data is CT something. Then we join with the teacher T on T dot teacher ID equals to CT, this one. So after this, you can determine the T00 something data. Then we join with the user U. Then only then can we determine the user ID for the teachers. Then we join with the student S on S.class ID equals to C.class ID. This will determine the class for the students. Then we can count the student ID for each class. Then we group by the C.class ID. Everything other than the group function count will be included here. And then we order by C.class ID. So if I run this code here, as you can see, the class ID is in ascending order. Then the total number of students is also counted. This is a teacher name for each class.
We want to display the tables of subject and teacher who teaches the subject. We first insert the value of subject ID and the subject teacher ID from SC001 to FT005 into the table sub-teacher subject. When we want to view the table, we use select subject ID, subject name, and subject teacher ID, and we combine the first name and last name as the teacher name. Then we use join to join all the table, and it was ordered by the subject ID and the subject teacher ID. And we can view the result table. As you can see here, all the subject ID, subject name, subject teacher ID, and teacher name is combined into a table. Next, we want to generate a schedule table. We can first insert the value of the class ID, subject ID, and subject teacher ID into the table schedule. And after that, we can select all to view the output table. And if there are any changes to make, we can update the table schedule. For example, we change the subject teacher ID to ST001 where the class ID is equal to C002 and the subject ID is S009. Lastly, we want to view the schedule table with class name, subject name, teacher name of 5 science class only. We first need to select the class name and subject name. Then we combine the user first name and last name as teacher name. Then, from table schedule, we join the class, subject, subject teacher, teacher, and user table, where the science class ID is C001 and it was ordered by class name and subject name. We can now see the result output here, where there's 3 columns with class name, subject name, and teacher name. If you want to count the subject for a class, we select the class ID and we count the subject ID as the counts of subject from the table schedule, and it's grouped by class ID and also ordered by class ID. And here is the output table.
View attendance record. Select all attribute from attendance record table, ordered by that student ID. List the table. Update attendance record. Set status is late, where student ID is JH001005 and the date is 20260102. So you can see the status for the student is changed from absent to late. Since first name, last name is stored in the user table, so we need to join user table. Before join user table, we need to join student table to find the user ID for the student. The table will display David Lim, who is late. After insert data, view performance record table. Select star from performance record ordered by student ID, subject ID. The data will display in a table. Insert a new performance record. Insert into performance record values. This is the data that you want to insert into a table. You can see there has a new row data for the student ID JH001002. Update a new grade. Use update set where. Update the table name. Set grade is equal to what for the student, which student ID, subject ID, and year. We can see the grade is changed to the A-.
Welcome to our system, My EduData. If you do not have an account, please click the register button and create your account by filling in your personal details. If you already have an account, click the sign in button and log in using your user ID and password.
And now I go to my homepage for student, then I want to look for my schedule. Then this is my schedule. And I go back to the homepage, then I want to find my record attendance for a specific day. Then I enter my specific day. Then it will auto-generate the status and reasons. Then I back to the homepage. Now I want to find my performance record. Then it will show me. And the red color means the comment is unread. Now I want to read the comment. This is the comment from Madam Winter Kim for subject at math. And after read, it will display the green color.
To view his classes, we can click on the class button. It will display the details of his class. You can click the cross button to exit and it will return to the home page. To view on the subject, you can click the button and it will show the details of the subject, where subject ID, subject name, and subject teacher is displayed for student David Lim. View the profile, we can click the button and it will show the profile of David Lim. User can see the details of parents by clicking the button. After it's done, we can back to the home page. Now it's for the home page for teacher, which is Madam Winter Kim.
I want to record my student attendances. I press it and I input everything. Then I press update. After updating, I'll be able to see all my students and their attendance status. Then after that, I can also record my student performances. Then after inputting every data, I press update. Then I will be able to see all the students that I teach and also the subjects that I teach. Then I can also see their grades. Then if I want to comment on a specific student such as David Lim with his subject MF grade A-, I just comment here. Then after that, I write something. After that, as you can see, the comment is now green. The next one is if I want to see my schedule as a teacher, I will be able to see my subject name here. After clicking into it, then I'll be able to see my classes that I teach.
We can view her classes by clicking the class button. This will show her class details, which is her class teacher ID and the number of class she managed. It is the same for subject, where we can click on the button and it will show the subject teacher ID and the number of subjects she teach, which is 5. Details like subject ID and subject name is also shown. Last, to view on her profile, we can click the profile button. It will show all her details from ID to gender. And we are back to the homepage again.
For users who are both teacher and parents, the homepage provides a button to switch role between teacher and parents. Now, I am Miss Angel Tan, a parent with 2 children. From my profile, I can search for my children's names, which are David Lim and Brian Lim. In the system, I am able to check my children attendance record and performance record. First, click Children Attendance Record, select the children name, and choose the date to view the attendance. Next, click Children Performance Records. Select the children name, and you can view the children performance table. Now, we saw that David Lim get MI in MAT. I click the comment button. The subject teacher comment will be displayed. That's all. Thank you for watching.